Stepper motor interfacing. Here mainly we'll be discussing about an overview of the basic operation of a stepper motor, how to interface a stepper motor to 8051 microcontroller, and assembly language program to demonstrate the control of the angle and direction of stepper motor rotation. Now the first topic is introduction to stepper motors. A stepper motor is a widely used device that translates electrical pulses into mechanical movement. In applications such as disk drives, dot matrix printers, and robotics, the stepper motor is used for position control. Stepper motors commonly have a permanent magnet rotor, it is also called as shaft, surrounded by a stator, as shown in the figure. There are also stepper motors called variable reluctance stepper motors that do not have a permanent magnet rotor. The most common stepper motors have four stator windings that are paired with a center tapped common, as shown in the figure. This type of stepper motor is commonly referred to as a four-phase or a unipolar stepper motor. The center tap allows a change of current direction in each of the two coils when a winding is grounded, thereby resulting in a polarity change of the stator. We can note that a conventional motor shaft runs freely, but the stepper motor shaft moves in a fixed repeatable increment which allows one to move it to a precise position. This repeatable fixed movement is possible as a result of basic magnetic theory, where poles of the same polarity repel and opposite poles attract. We know that. The direction of the rotation is dictated by the stator poles. The stator poles are determined by the current sent through the wire coils. And as the direction of the current is changed, the polarity is also changed, causing the reverse motion of the rotor. The stepper motor discussed here in our case has a total of 6 leads, and the 4 leads representing the 4 stator windings, and 2 commons for the center tapped leads. As the sequence of the power is applied to each stator winding, the rotor will rotate. This is the basic principle behind the operation of a stepper motor. There are several widely used sequences where each has a different degree of precision. The table shown here shows a two-phase, four-step stepping sequence. As shown in the table, to get the first step, the winding A should be given with the value 1, that is high, and winding D should be given with value 1, and winding B and C should be given with value 0, that is nothing but 0, low. To get the second step, the winding 1 should be given with value 1, and winding A should be given with value 1, and winding B should be given with value 1. Winding C and D should be given with values 0. To get the third step, winding A with 0, winding B with 1, winding C with 1, and winding D with 0. To get the fourth step, winding A with 0, winding B with 0, winding C with 1, and winding D with the 1 again. If you observe the sequence clearly, to get the second step, the sequence of first, that is nothing but the first sequence is rotated right once to get the second sequence. To get the third sequence, the second sequence is rotated right once. So this is what is followed here. And it must be noted that although we can start with any of the sequence in the given table, once we start with the once we start we must continue in the proper order. For example, if we start with the step 3, that is 0 1 1 0, we must continue in the sequence of steps 4 1 2 etc. The next topic is step angle. One important thing what we need to know here is how much movement is associated with a single step. This depends on the internal construction of the motor, in particular the number of teeth on the stator and the rotor. The step angle is the minimum degree of rotation associated with the single step. Various motors have different step angles. The table shown here shows some step angles for various motors. If you just look into the table, step angle of 0.72 produces 500 steps per revolution. The step angle of 1.8 that produces 200 steps per revolution, and the step angle of 2 that produces 180 steps per revolution. So like that, some other values are also shown. The table shows some step angles for various motors. In the table, notice that the term step per revolution, this is the total number of steps needed to rotate one complete rotation or 360 degree. For example, here the third value there, if you consider example 180 steps into 2 degree, that is nothing but 360. The next topic is 8051 connection to stepper motor. The method of connecting 8051 microcontroller to stepper motor is shown in the figure. The following steps shows the 8051 connection to the stepper motor. The first step is use an ohm meter to measure the resistance of the leads. This should identify which COM leads are connected to which winding leads. The second step is the common wires are connected to the positive side of the motor's power supply. In many motors, plus 5 volt is sufficient. The next step is the 4 leads of the stator windings are controlled by 4 bits of the 8051 port, that is P1.0 to P1.3. However, since the 8051 lacks sufficient current to drive the stepper motor windings, we must use a driver such as the ULN2003 to energize the stator as shown in the figure. Instead of the ULN2003, we could have used transistors as drivers. However, notice that if transistors are used as drivers, we must also use diodes to take care of the inductive current generated when the coil is turned off. One reason that using the ULN2003 is preferable to the use of transistor as drivers is that the ULN2003 has an internal diode to take care of the back EMF. Now let us see the programming part to rotate the stepper motor continuously. The first instruction in the program is move a #66H. So that is nothing but in binary it is nothing but 0110 and 0110. So this particular number is loaded to accumulator. Then move P1, A, issue sequence to the motor. So that means move that particular sequence to port 1, P1. Then the next instruction is RRA. So rotate right clockwise the accumulator for the to generate the next sequence. The next instruction is ACALL delay. And if you just look into the delay, yeah, here our delay program is written to generate one particular delay. So after that, the next instruction is sjump, that is short jump back. Go to back, and if you see there, we have the instruction move p1 comma a. So the next sequence what we have generated because of rotate right operation on accumulator, that is again loaded to port 1. So after that, the next instruction is again rotate right accumulator to generate the third sequence. Like that it continues. And if this particular program is executed, the stepper motor rotates continuously. The next topic is steps per second and RPM relation. The relation between RPM, that is revolutions per second, steps per revolution and steps per second is given below. It is given as steps per second, that is equal to RPM into steps per revolution divided by 60. We need to remember this equation. The next topic is the 4-step sequence and number of teeth on rotor. In the switching sequence used in 4-step switching sequence table, what we have studied earlier, after 4 steps the same 2 windings will be on. So this is what we have observed. How much movement is associated with these 4 steps? This is the question we get at this particular instant of time. After completing every 4 steps, the rotor moves only 1 tooth pitch. Therefore, in a stepper motor with the 200 steps per revolution, the rotor has 50 teeth. Since 4 into 50 is equal to 200 steps, there is nothing but 200 steps are needed to complete one revolution. This leads to the conclusion that the minimum step angle is always a function of the number of teeth on the rotor. This is what we need to understand. In other words, the smaller the step angle, the more teeth the rotor passes. Now let us look into one program. The program statement is write a program to rotate a stepper motor 64 degree in clockwise direction. The motor has a step angle of 2 degree. Use the 4-step sequence for this particular purpose. Now the solution part to this program. A motor with the 2 degree step angle has the following characteristics. The characteristics are the step angle is 2 degree, steps per revolution is nothing but 180, and the number of rotor teeth is equal to 45. Movement per 4-step sequence is 8 degree. We get all this information. Now to move the rotor 64 degree, we have to send 8 consecutive 4-step sequences, that is 32 steps. Now just look into the program. The first instruction is org0000h. The second instruction is move a comma hash 66h, because we need to send the sequence 0110 and 0110. Then move r0 comma hash 32. This 32 is nothing but the count. How we got is to move the rotor 64 degree, we have to send 8 consecutive 4 steps. 8 into 4 is nothing but that is nothing but the 32 steps we get here. So that we need to consider or move it to R0 as a count. Then RR, rotate right accumulator, that is nothing but 66H, rotate right, that generates the next sequence. Move that particular rotated sequence into P1, then call a delay, then decrement and jump if not equal to 0 R0. Now R0 is 32, decrement it, and if it is not equal to 0, go back to the label back and rotate the sequence and continue the same till R0 becomes 0. So this actually produces or rotates the stepper motor 64 degree in clockwise direction. After that it stops. In the previous program, we have seen the steps to rotate a stepper motor 64° in the clockwise direction. Now, one might wonder what happens if we want to move or rotate 45°, since the steps are 2° each. To allow for finer resolutions, all stepper motors allow what is called an 8-step switching sequence, as shown in the table. The 8-step sequence is also called half stepping, since in the 8-step sequence each step is half of the normal step angle. For example, a motor with a 2° step angle can be used as 1° step angle if the sequence of the table is applied. In addition to the 8-step and the 4-step sequence, what we have discussed earlier, there is another sequence called the wave drive 4-step sequence, and it is shown in the table. We can notice that the 8-step sequence is simply the combination of the 4-step sequence and the normal 4-step normal sequence what we have studied earlier. This sequence also can be used to drive or to rotate the stepper motor. Here to produce the first step, winding A should be loaded with the value 1, winding B, C and D with value zeros. To generate the second step, winding A with value 0, B with 1, C and D again with value 0. To produce the third step, the sequence is 0, 0, 1, 0 for winding A, B, C and D respectively. And to produce the fourth step, the sequence is 0, 0, 0, 1 for winding A, B, C and D respectively in clockwise direction. The opposite sequence we need to use, or we need to feed into different windings to rotate the stepper motor in counterclockwise direction.